Hello everybody and welcome back to Metroids, to Super Metroid Redesign, and this time I don't think I messed up stuff in the last video by saying things that weren't actually what they were. So, I think I can just go around, start trying to get to Draygon. And yeah, he's right there, right above me basically. There is a lot over here. Yeah, it's redesigned, so it's going to be huge. And that is something I have to say about some of the hacks, is making a hack is not exactly easy in any way. Even those stuff like game engine and stuff, I mean, there's a lot done, but editing, good grief, a game and making a hack is not easy. I mean, any size hack. And then you've got a few like Redesign here, which is still the biggest by quite a bit. Super Zero Mission, Z Factor, Phase On hack. I mean, these hacks are huge. They're massive. They dwarf the size of the original game, and in this hack's case, it more than doubles it. There we go. So, yeah, these things are not easy to do, and it really takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. So it's really hit that spot. I guess I'm just there. Good grief. So yeah, for the people who actually make these things, it's an amazing feat. So it's pretty cool to think about all the work and effort that goes into this. And we open up this part, so now we can just come over here. And there's another corner there. Oh, hey, I'm actually full. Well, except for missiles. And I can just get right up in here. And another super. Supers will always come in handy. Okay, so the rest of Maridia. Like, there's the gates and Batuan. I guess you really don't have to have the gates yet. You don't have to know where that secret path through the gates is, where the entrance to them is. And I'm right here, so I'm going to go grab me some screw attack. But still, you're over there to get to Batuan anyway. You might as well open them up, because you're right there. But there is still quite a bit to do, because we still have to get to Draygon. Then there's the Chozo Guardians, which we haven't even got one. I don't know why that tube is not opening. That tube is completely annoying me. Because I'm beginning to think I may have to defeat Draygon, and then maybe... oh, I don't know what else there would be. But I do not remember having to do that. You stupid pirate. Stupid pirate. Why are you being smart for once? I think I got up that thing. Okay, let's get some good stuff. Oh, and I can get that thing up the top too. If I could. Good grief. Okay. Let's try going in there, shall we? I did not have... As soon as I can grab screw attack, I start having trouble getting to it. Oh, good grief. There we go. I did not close you. Open. Okay, now that is one issue with Spazer. Well, I guess technically it's one. But even though it can go through walls, if there's one of the three projectiles not hitting anything, it's just going through air, the whole beam will pass through. The same applies to something that would make it stop. If only one of the beams... oh, here we go. If only one of the beams hit something like the gate piece and not the switch, then the whole thing disappears because Spacer can't pass through that. So. Now, screw attack is slightly different, and I do like the change to it. Now, if it looks like it's going a little faster through the air, it's because it is. It will not activate without holding the run button down, so it's kind of like running in the air. So your horizontal movement is much faster if you have screw attack. And it kind of makes more sense, honestly, because it's more like Samus is launching herself at the enemy. So that's a neat part of screw attack in this pack. Now, if only space jump were fixed. Get up here. This one? Oh, good. Up through delicious bubbles. And we've got stuff back here. Or there's something back here. Where are you? There is something back here. This is not X-ray lies. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. A missile. Hooray. Oh, well. Some more items. More percentage. Okay, so we've got that. I think we can just go back to Maridia now. Start. Okay. The reason the beam was hitting there is most likely because he has the block that Samus can pass through but enemies can't. That will stop any beam that is not wave, or that can't go through a wall. Because it acts like a solid wall to everything except Samus. So projectiles, enemies, it won't go through. And get up there. I highly recommend getting screw attack because screw attack is pretty much the best item ever. Except for maybe grapple. But it's sort of like a safety thing, I guess. You could tear through almost any regular enemy. Bosses like Draygon can't even hit you now. Like, I believe Mother Brain and Ridley are actually the only bosses who have any form of attack that will hit you through screw attack. And that's most likely because you're not supposed to have screw attack before any of the other bosses. So there was no need to really program anything in there. So that's kind of an interesting thing to think about when people are developing these games and they come across stuff. It's like, oh well, we know we're going to have screw attack in this game, but it takes more time, effort that really won't be needed to make a screw attack. I can't go this way. A screw attack function or whatever with, say, Kraid. It's like they're not going to have screw attack at this point. There's no reason for this. So they don't do it because they have their own little constraints. Little constraints. I'm not sure about little, but they have their own things they have to stick to. They've got deadlines and such. They need to make sure they get stuff done. So something like that it may be done if they've got time to, and I have to open this gate. More puzzles in Maridia, of course. But yeah. But when making a hack, especially if you're really changing stuff around, see, why does this tube break? I know there's a thing up here. There we go. Like when you're changing stuff around in a hack, like stuff like, well, if you have Fantuna's last boss, well, he can't really do anything against Screw Attack. And so that may be something you have to consider trying to figure out a way to fix. More missiles. And, why are you not on the map? But if you remember the map of this place, I mean, you look at it, you see this huge area. Despite that, oh yes, this is like a nice little spot to practice your chain sparks on. But you see this huge area on the map. So that gives you some of the scope and size. And I did not finish that. But as you play through it, that was amazing. As you play through it, you realize there's a whole lot still not shown on the map. But the map is still... Dang it. That was not what I wanted. The map is still useful, still shows a whole lot. And that's something I don't think a lot of hacks actually do right. There we go. Like, there are some hacks where I remember it's just, you find a map station like, oh hey, I'll grab this. And the only thing it shows you is where you've been. There is no point for the map station at that point. If that's all you're going to do with it, don't have a map station. Because that is annoying and irritating, honestly. It's like, well, I've been here, why are you showing me this and nothing else? Or there's this thing where it'll just show a few rooms beyond what you've explored and that's it. It's like, well, great, I was headed that direction anyway, why did you do this? If you have a map station, it should actually have a use. It should be early on in the area so the player can get it right away. I mean, these are just some rules for it. And I mean rules, they should not be ignored. Like, don't use red criteria. That's another rule not to be ignored. But the map station should be early on if you have it, and it should show the player a decent amount. You can still have a lot hidden. But the map should still be useful if you have it in there. And there's an item up here, isn't there? I think it's right there. I'm pretty sure this is the item. Yep. It's just slopes. So yep, if you have map stations, make them useful or don't put them in at all. That is a pet peeve of mine. Now, of course, it's probably a little easier to do in a larger hack where you could show a bunch and still have a ton hidden. But even with smaller places, smaller hacks, smaller places, it's still possible to do the same thing. You show enough where the map is actually useful and hide enough to where the player still has to explore and look around. You can even show everything on the map and still have the player have to look around for how to get places. I guess slash end rant there. And yeah, this room I can't go anywhere. Fun fact, we will be getting an item in this room later. One of the other new items. Because that room, if I remember correctly, I remember Batoon wrong. That room houses the beam combo upgrade, which will then obviously let me combine my beams. It's kind of annoying to get though, because there's sand. Which is always so much fun. Oh no. What is this foreboding route? And apparently power bombs do not destroy bomb blocks. Or maybe there's a shot box, I don't know. Kind of interesting play here. You get to this one backwards. Unless you're supposed to come the other way, but I don't think so because of crumble blocks. Hello, fish. Okay. And is there something else in this room? Or is this just... I think it's right up here, actually. Yep. Yeah, like I said, Maridia has quite a lot of these things. So much easier just to do that. So if you're low on missiles, collect a lot. Good grief. Go away, Avast. Yeah, there's a lot of missile stuff hidden in the scenery, so just collecting 3 of them will get you 30 more missiles. Stuff there. Something up here. Grab this. And another missile. Only gives you 2, but gives you a better item percentage. I am feeling more upgraded now that I've started the second row of energy tanks and have collected a bunch of missiles. And this is something or other. Hello, pirate. You are no longer a threat. Unless you hit me. Of course, getting hit by a pirate is probably more your fault than anything. Get in there. Thank you. And locked door, okay. I believe that is another Chozo Guardian. Ouch. See, that was all my fault. And actually, I'm coming up on time here, so I think we'll... Hey, this looks like interesting. So I think we'll be ending the video off here shortly. Oh, this is the thing to criteria. Which actually, if I remember correctly, there's a save up here. So I am going to do that in the video off here. If I'm correct. Oh, good. Yep. So we will see you in the next video and continue on in Maridia.